Cannabis Life Radio is paid programming. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of JVC Broadcasting, its management, or staff. This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Florida's only cannabis radio program. This is Cannabis Life Radio. This is Florida's only cannabis radio program, Cannabis Life Radio.
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, job people. Myself a wake up, job people. Yeah. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. And as you look up, another body in the shits. Wake up, we now have no time for job or sleep. Oh no, no. Live up, we now have no time for stop or weep. And as you look up, another body in the streets. Live up, we now have no time for stop or weep. Oh no, no. Rich man girl and the poor man a suffer. Them live on the hills, we swim in the gutters. Work and them not pay way. It's like them still are enforced slavery. Too long we've been cool, them a take us for fools. Alright, them run and come in pan us, giving nothing to us, just taking from us and a cure we eat. We scraping for food while I'm wasting the food. Never see a rich man wipe his plate all clean. Living the life, how we giving the life. It's a work that we're putting, that's giving the life. Blowing the farms, but you know as a farm, you're planting the food to put strength in the arms. Them want to say we're weak and needy, cause that's the only time them come and trick we easy. We fall easy, quick, we get greedy. Them lock we in our cages like them not free. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. And as you look up, another body in the shits. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. Oh no, no. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. And as you look up, another body in the streets. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. Oh no, no. Now have you ever seen a bird neglect his bread? Better change your dirty axe, gather your facts and come together while climbing up the ladder. Be cautious, cause another time you could be the one coming back down. Open your eyes and realize in times with work and dedication you can achieve what you want. Just refuse the temptation and wise up. Open your eyes, aim for the prize and keep your head up. Hear what I say, hey. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. And as you look up, another body in the shits. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. Oh no, no. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. And as you look up, another body in the streets. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. Oh no, no. Wake up, job people. Oh no, for wake up, job people. Wake up, job people. Myself for wake up, job people. Yeah. Open your eyes and realize the changing times. Got to be wise and realize the changing times. Open your eyes and realize the changing times. Got to be wise. Got to be wise. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. And as you look up, another body in the shits. Wake up, we not have no time for job or sleep. Oh no, no. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. And as you look up, another body in the streets. Live up, we not have no time for stop or weep. Oh no, no. Wake up, job people. Enough for wake up, job people. Wake up, job people. Myself for wake up, job people. Yeah. Wake up, wake up.
If you need cannabis as medicine, you need Cannabis Life Radio.
Cannabis Life Radio is on the air. It's our Super Bowl edition. I'm Leon Hamilton, along with our... What? I'm not allowed to say that?
I'm not even starting there.
And we got to contact lawyers in order to say Super Bowl. We're supposed to say the big game.
The big game.
Okay.
It is the big game.
It's the big game edition. Oh, please. The big game edition of Cannabis Life Radio, Florida's only cannabis radio program. I'm Leon Hamilton, along with R.B. Barroso.
Yes.
Barroso, along with Cheryl Murray Powell.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Glad to be
Sherry.
here.
Thank you for joining us again this week, Sherry.
Thank you.
Danny from Green Roads. Earl from Florida Home.
Leroy Jenkins.
Silent Gabe from... My goodness. They're going to throw us out of here.
Up?
It's Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to try to keep it as lighthearted as possible.
Okay.
Good news only today.
Yes, and we have
All
lots of stuff lined up for you. And Gabe from Silent Gabe from the Hemp Kings is also in the other room. We've got lots of stuff to talk about today. And by the way, Cannabis Life Radio is brought to you by Green Roads World. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, just testing.
He was just informed.
Okay, got the memo. Basically, what we do here every week, beginning at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon, we talk about Florida's cannabis program that's about to go into effect, how you can qualify for your card, what you have to do, and what products are available now. And we have lots of updates on what's been going on in Tallahassee. Things that are going on in the NFL. We've got
a good day. We got Ron Dixon, ex-Giant, that's going to get on the radio with us today.
They're not playing in the Super Bowl, by the way.
No, he's retired.
Yeah.
I think he's retired.
Okay.
But, and we also have Trey Jarrell, who's going to be Jarrell, that played for Colorado State University. He's going to be joining us today. And we're going to end the show today with EJ's mom,
right,
with the EJ Foundation, and what we're trying to do in reference to that and how to move that forward. So we got show's packed.
You forgot one major thing, sir.
I always forget something.
Forgot
Remember,
the main
it's Sunday.
I think I know what it is.
I saw Inside Edition last week, and Inside Edition had
I don't
a
watch
news story.
Inside Edition. That's the problem.
And it said, the #1 radio segment in all of America is In the Know with Bill Monroe.
Of
No,
course. Had to be.
You're right.
And you left
You're
it
right.
out of the
You're
promo.
right.
How are you?
Sorry, Bill.
Some co-host you are, sir.
I'm so sorry. Forgive
In the
me.
Know with Bill Monroe happens every week. We kick off the show with it. And basically what Bill does is he encapsulates everything that's gone on in Tallahassee this week and how it relates to the medical marijuana program, how patients are going to be involved, how business people can get involved, and lawyers, and how this whole mess, the people that are trying to stop it and the people that are trying to help us get it through.
And he's had a really busy week, so
Yes,
it should
it's
be
a lot of good news.
Very good update.
I
from
heard
him.
good news.
I've been tracking him on Facebook.
Yeah? You follow Bill Monroe on Facebook?
I definitely
You
follow
don't follow
Bill Monroe
me.
and his groups.
Nobody
and,
follows me.
He's been all over.
There's a good reason
I'm
for that.
following you right after the show.
It's because everybody that follows me ends up unfollowing me in like 2 minutes. Like, this guy's nuts. All right, we got lots of tunes, great tunes. I haven't given out the phone number yet. 1-877-960-9960 if you want to call, if you have a question. Also, if you want to email us, you can do so if you have want some info about the products that we're talking about, or any question at all. You can email us at info@greenworld.com. Also, if you want to comment and have a question live, you can do that live on Facebook Live, because we're on Facebook Live too, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes, we are on Facebook Live.
That's what our crew's telling us. Yes, we are live. Mm-hmm. A lot of raw material going on. Yes.
Cannabis Life Radio on Facebook. Live streaming
Cannabis
right
Life
now.
Radio. That's
Don't
what you
miss
do. Look it up in your search bar. You can just type it in there, Cannabis Life Radio, and then check out the Facebook Live feed. And then look for the guy that looks like an alien, and that's me. And I'm waving to you.
In the nice green shirt, by the way.
Nice green shirt with little
Wow,
slants.
your first compliment in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, because I had to
From
buy
a
new
pink
shirts.
bag to a pink shirt.
I had to buy new shirts because everybody made fun of my shirts. All right, we got lots of stuff coming up, so stay tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
Yo, sta-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. Yo, sta-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. Yo, sta-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. Hey, 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 hey. Show respect in all aspects. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in all aspects. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in all aspects. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in all aspects. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. I say respect all the cops, every man is just a man. Some of them no understand, so them a work for Babylon. I and I leave all judgments in a judge hand. So I not go throw no stone, not go make no bomb. But on the other hand, respect show to the man who show respect, that me want to overstand. So when you see I on the road, no put your hand in on my tongue. No touch I without permission. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Some are run down hype, some are run down stripe. Flex stupid with them ego, so them lose them life. I do want to others some things them wouldn't like. That's why them a end up in a fight. Cause them disrespect people they don't know. Them do it in the dark, never know it to the show. Enemies meet up, you know how we go. Somebody blood I go flow. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Yo, I love all of the woman, them the mothers of this earth. I love them like me mama, yes the one who give me birth. But that no means that me I go make them dish me dirt. Now go take that and that me deserve. No domestic violence, I know in a that. You a threaten me fi stab and I a threaten you fi chop. The respect gone, then a day so you dey stop. Rasta man now go live like a that. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then a the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then a the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then a the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take. Show respect in a all aspect. If you never do that, then a the wrong move you make. Show respect in a all aspect. Disrespect, then a big risk you take.
Me come ya fi wine up, me come ya fi wine up. Jiggle up me body like so. Come ya fi wine up, me come ya fi wine up. Me dance floor you will find up. Inna the party me a bubble and wine and brace. And I wine until the time up. Me a wine up, me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. That me come fa. Wine up me bumper, brace up and a boy ya. Me come fi enjoy myself. I mean I know about ya. It back where you know say a trouble. I rate me waist a bubble, me a bubble. Me feel the vibes from a stepping at the party to all the selector a juggle. Me come ya fi wind up, me come ya fi wind up. Jiggle up me body like so. Come ya fi wind up, me come ya fi wind up. Me dance floor you will find up. Inna the party me a bubble and wine and brace. And I wine until the time up. Me a wine up, me come ya fi wind up. Me come ya fi wind up. Myself tonight, me feel nice. Living to the fullest, I only one life. Nothing I talk will never break this vibe. Me a party till I'm all in light. I feel good in my skin. Line up me body, watch me, I do me thing. Do me thing, watch me, I do me thing. When you think when me hear the rhythm, me come ya fi wind up, me come ya fi wind up. Jiggle up me body like so. Come ya fi wind up, me come ya fi wind up. Me dance floor you will find up. Inna the party me a bubble and wine and brace. And I wine until the time up. Me a wine up, me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Fi wine up, wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Jiggle up me body like so. Come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Me dance floor you will find up. Inna the party me a bubble and wine and brace. And I wine until the time up. Me a wine up. Me come ya fi wine up. Me come ya fi wine up.
If you need cannabis as medicine, you need Cannabis Life Radio.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
That's quite the serenade.
Oh, my goodness. Live radio.
As raw as you could get.
Never boring.
Never boring
Never
at all.
boring. So who do you like in the Super Bowl?
Feeling
here we go.
this.
Got a bad feeling about this, too. Hey, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
I don't want to pick sides, but I'm going go Falcons, baby.
Go Falcons. Everybody else? Falcons?
Go Falcons.
Falcons, I don't watch.
We want the birds. We want.
Yeah, everybody's like, no way.
I like the commercials.
I can tell you one thing, though.
What's
There's
that?
one heartfelting thing when I saw the other day with Brady that came out, and they asked him who, everybody looks at you as a hero, and it just shows character, and I'm not a Patriot fan. I'm a Dolphin diehard, so it's hard for me to
Right.
get this out. And he basically said his dad.
Yeah, I saw
and
that
that was pretty cool.
Right.
To see something like that.
Especially
and actually
considering
get
it, most people think he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
I mean,
he's not a
again,
jerk.
it's hard for me to say it as a Dolphin fan and fanatic for me
Right.
to say that, but when moments are real and they're true, I mean, you got to give the person credit for coming across that way and really, showing his emotions for his dad.
And then he went directly out and deflated some footballs.
And then we go,
Hey,
go Falcons!
No one's all bad or all good, so he was just showing his
I had to throw
duality.
that in there. Make people mad. Here we go.
Cannabis sativa, the old standby cordage fiber, is staging a strong comeback.
Cannabis Life Radio proudly presents In the Know with Bill Monroe.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
It's true. Knowing is half the battle. And it's time for In the Know with Bill Monroe. Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Bill.
What's going on,
How you
brother?
doing, guys?
Doing great.
A lot of good stuff happening up in Tallahassee this week, huh?
Well, yes, but actually what I wanted to talk about is the Florida Association of Counties. They had their medical marijuana conference yesterday, so I attended that. So I got to hear about the counties, a very angry Miami police chief. Well, I got the feeling he would just assume line everybody up who uses cannabis and shoot them.
Wow.
The Florida Sheriff's Association was there. Yeah, a little harsh, but he was definitely an angry man. He came across that way to the whole group.
Really?
And then there was industry there. I saw Green Solutions from Colorado. They're coming down. They're going to be working San Falasco. Chestnut Hill was there. Costa Farms. I got to mingle and hear a little bit about what's going on. So it was very interesting.
Cool.
At all. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, talk. Tell us.
Oh, by the way, Senator Bradley was there and Representative Rodriguez was there, and it sounds to me like the two of them are going to work together. And one thing that Bradley said is he said it's very important that we implement the Wheel of Amendment 2, that, all the Republican counties here in Florida asked for it. We're going to give it to them. So if you try to ban it, like Pasco County and I believe Manatee County saying we're going to ban it, he said, good luck with that because you're going to get sued and you're going to lose big time.
Wow.
So he warned them. So, for all those counties out there that are saying we're going to ban it or we're going to create ordinance that are going to ban it, you've been put on notice. You're going to get sued and you're probably going to lose that lawsuit.
Yeah, and they're going to have to spend tons of money on lawyers to defend it.
Exactly. And then
there's no reason for it. I mean, there's no reason even
stupid.
to do that. People voted for this, so why even go against it? I mean, why are you going to put those?
We know why.
And
there's a lot of reasons why.
They're limiting access for patients, and I think that was the reason why it will be a constitutional battle if they continue to restrict this access because they need it.
Yeah. So they've been put on notice. I mean, Senator Bradley was very succinct in his conversation to the county people and saying, look, they're asking for it, give it to them. I mean, why would you want to, stop them on doing that? One of the things I did hear is that they now have a bank here in Florida that's going to be able to handle all the money from the cannabis group.
Really?
So this dealing in cash, it's called the Green Bank. Apparently, one or two of the licensed growers are working with the Green Bank, so that looks to be taking care of theirs, as far as that goes.
And there's a First Green right across from my office, so they're really good guys.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that, yeah. And then it was interesting because there was one lady who was getting up and she was talking about all the facts in Colorado, how the usage among teenagers didn't go up, that we don't have the problems with the driving while intoxicated. And then when she finished, the police chief of Miami basically said those were all alternative facts. He doesn't believe them, and everybody should look at the Rocky Mountain data.
Right, but they got the biggest fentanyl and opiate problem right now that's not coming out on TV, and it's not being marketed. It's not marketed. It's not coming out to inform the people. I mean, there's a huge problem that we're actually, for next week's show, we're bringing on a couple family members that are going through that problem right now, either lost a child or had a problem in the opiate or fentanyl side. So how can, and especially in Miami, I mean, it's heavily rooted now in Miami. We don't hear too much about it, but it's really bad down there. And that's a show that we're going to bring in next week with the families to share that. So it's pretty hard to hear, the police chief say that. They just want to keep the jails packed. That's the way I look at it.
I couldn't understand all the anger and everything. He was very angry, and there was a police chief in the back, and he was standing up and clapping his hands and yelling and screaming. It reminded me of an episode of South Park. Saying, respect my authority.
Nice.
He's the only one with the sign, and out of 100 people holding the sign up.
Oh my goodness!
By now, I stalk your fake Facebook page, Bill. So I know you had spoken a little bit about the sheriff's recommendation on mandatory classes for families, and you want to talk a little bit about that and also the civil citations piece?
Sure. The one thing the Florida Sheriff's Association came out and they said they want caregivers like myself. I was a caregiver for my mother for over a decade until she passed on January 1st, that I would have to take mandatory classes and pay for that mandatory class and pay for a certification to take care of my mother if she was still alive and give her CBD oil or whatever she needed for her Parkinson's and colitis. To me, that just seems like
ridiculous.
Another money grab.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the way they're looking to collect
a family member have to pay more for this?
Yeah.
And that's where I think they're trying to actually implement, and the federal government's looking to start finding ways to be able to collect funds. And I think classes and going in that direction is probably the grab they're looking to make for people to have to grow or treat or caregiver or caretaker. They're going to have to go through like a class, get a certificate, and then be able to allow to do that.
Right. It'll be like the hairstylist things. You have to go through 2 years of training and to get a license in Florida to be a hairstylist. But to be, certain other things, you could take a 2-week course.
Exactly.
To get your license. So, what else is going on, Bill?
Some of the right after the police chief got up there and said his alternative facts comment there, that I was very happy to see the medical director from Trulieve get up there, and he said, in today's environment, which is very politically charged, you want to be making comments that the FBI's uniform resource data has been hacked or somebody purposely put the wrong data out there. You're going to be causing problems when you make statements like that. Mm-hmm. So he didn't apologize. He just kind of frowned and went on with things. So
that's pretty crazy.
It didn't look good. One thing I did hear from the Florida Sheriff's Association is they're willing to statewide, and I think I heard this correctly, is that offer a citation for personal possession if you didn't have a medical card. They wouldn't arrest you. They wouldn't take you in. They would go that route. So that's the first time I've heard that from the
I
Florida
think actually
Sheriffs.
a couple counties actually have that where it's under 20 grams. 19 grams, they don't take you to jail. They write you a citation. $100 or show up in
here
court.
Too. Yeah. It's here in Palm Beach County.
Fines and citations are the way to go, and especially after our
it shouldn't even be the way to go, but that's the best way to go.
No, you're right. The best way to go if you are going to be penalizing people, don't take their whole lives
away. Don't
write them a ticket.
Don't take them to jail and ruin their life and cost them $10,000 when they don't have it, their jobs, a million other things that could happen.
It's like a speeding ticket. That's what it should be. If it's going to be illegal, just give them a ticket. That's it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And then one of the last things I heard there is that it looks like they're going to try and stick with a vertical market where only the license holders get to control everything. They get to control the growing, the dispensaries, the delivery, the cultivation, the extraction, the compounding, everything. So if you want to get into the market, if it stays a vertical market, the only way you're going to be able to do that is as an employee or be able to invest. And it sounds to me like the minimum investment is $250,000, which puts all the mom and pops out of the
That takes out 99% of the people that actually want to get into the business. And Cheryl and I have had this conversation because she obviously is an attorney that's representing minorities for medical marijuana. So that includes a big problem. And we were talking earlier before the show started, the price tag that they've put on this type of product. Cheryl, you want to elaborate
Absolutely.
a little bit on that?
It's completely unfair. I was shocked when I was at an event yesterday, and they were talking about, I met with a young lady, and her friend has stage 4 cancer, and her first order was $1,200, and that was $1,200 for a substitution meds. When she got the correct medication, there was an additional $350, and then the next visit in the same month was $2,150. So you're looking at $5,000.
This was CBD only.
This is the low THC.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Low THC.
All right.
Cannabis. So it's an injustice to the people, to the patients, and
absolutely. I mean, if you only have 7 licensed growers, the prices are going to be high. One advocate emailed me the other day, and he goes, "Bill, I took the price of the THC oil milligrams that I had purchased from this one dispensary, and I'm not going to say which one it is." He said, "I rolled it up into a pound of cannabis, and of course it always varies according to the strain, how much oil you're going to get out."
Right.
He said it comes to roughly $10,000 a pound is what they're making right now.
My
Oh, yeah.
God.
That is insane.
What?
And,
Which they won't make. I'm telling you right now, they are not going to make it on a vertical grow. It cannot happen. We've seen it, Bill. You and I have had this conversation before. It can't happen. I mean, there's just no way they could grow it.
Yeah.
There's no way they could extract it.
They're already
All
running
they're
out
gonna
of
do
product.
is they're going to bleed the system until a new system is created.
Right.
And before it gets there, that's what we're here for, is to make sure that they don't go vertical. I mean, they're vertical right now. We want to stop it as quick as we can and make it horizontal.
Right.
Because there's no way it could succeed here in the state of Florida if it ever stays vertical.
Basically, the difference between the vertical and the horizontal market, the vertical market is already set up with the 7 growers that control from seed to sale. Right. Horizontal means that it would be spread out amongst
includes everybody.
Everybody. So it's an open market, like Wild Wild West, basically.
Well, it's not the wild. No, it's not the Wild Wild West.
No?
It's everybody has to get their licensing. You got to go through applications.
Control.
Still highly
It's controlled.
regulated.
Highly regulated.
Highly regulated.
Very highly regulated, but it's under control.
Right.
On the vertical market, what you'd have to do is go and get it from the nursery. So if they only have 5 strains, but you have 100, 200 different style strains out there,
right?
And certain people can't get to a strain that they know that they want. So what are you going to cause? You're going to cause them to go get it from Juan, Carlos, Mike, whoever in the corner that they've been smoking forever.
Right.
And they're not going to go get their license. They're not going to go get their red card. It's not going to drive
the
traffic.
black market
It's going to keep the
going.
black market completely open.
Right.
It's not going to stop it. It's going to make it worse because now people are going to be upset.
Right.
About the fact that we voted for this, and even after we voted for it, you can't have it.
Right.
And there just aren't going to be enough access points. And again, when we're talking about the pricing, we have to add plus shipping and handling because they're courier by courier or however they're sending it to the patients. They have to pay shipping for them to actually get the medicine. So you're paying these high medicine prices, plus because you don't live close to this particular dispensary, they have to get it to you. And then there's the other piece around diversity. So with the current vertical system, we're not seeing diversity. Across the country, we haven't seen diversity. I asked in a legislative affairs reception that was hosted by the Broward Bar, what would be the best way forward to see diversity in the cannabis industry? And the actual representatives who were there said the Brandis bill over the Bradley bill seems to favor more diversity within the industry. So
and I read it. Absolutely. It's definitely the Brandis bill gives everybody an opportunity. Again, everybody that gets in this business, 90% of the people fail.
Right.
We're trying to build the coalition. We had a couple events with Green Spoon Martyr. I think Bill was there. Cheryl was there. We're trying to build something to help people direct, so they're not getting taken advantage of.
Exactly.
In
So
this
somebody
business.
else can make money.
Somebody else can make money.
Yeah.
But to do that, we need to have a horizontal growth.
Yeah.
We need to be able to have the growth on that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bill.
Here's my prediction with a vertical market is that you're going to have 1 or 2 license holders who are going to be very well funded. They're going to have somebody backing them to the tune of $50 to $100 million. They're going to go rapidly build out dispensaries in all those locations in Florida that allow them. And then when the others catch up, they won't even have any locations because they've already grabbed them all. So you're going to have 1 or 2 that are going to rapidly do that. And if you look at it, in the next few months, you're going to see a rapid build-out in dispensaries in the southwest portion of Florida and in the Panhandle. So they're going to grab all those spots. So let's say you're one of the license holders, in the back of the pack, and then you want to try and put a dispensary in a certain location. If they zone it where they said, well, we can only have so many dispensaries due to population, so therefore you're out, all you're left with is delivery at that point. And then these people with the dispensaries, they get to set the prices, and they control the market totally. So you have one or two big gorillas in the market at that point.
Yeah.
Which is, I guarantee it's not going to work.
No.
I mean, they did it in Colorado when we went from medical to recreational.
Right.
What they ended up doing is we went rec on February 1st. I was talking to my partner yesterday. I'm out of that side of the business, but we were talking about what ended up happening and how they eliminated a lot of the grows. And I understand what they did.
Right.
Your dispensary used to have to be attached to your grow. Great. When they made it rec, they had the fire marshal go out there and inspect your grow.
Right.
90% of them failed.
Of course.
Which is not a problem because there were 700, 800 grows. Great. They wanted to be able to regulate it somehow enough to where it's still horizontal, but it's more controlled.
Okay.
And allowed a lot of people to stay in the market horizontal that had different things going on, whether it's extraction, good strains,
right.
And stuff. So it allowed the horizontal growth. They eliminated a lot of the horizontal, brought a little bit more vertical with horizontal, and everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Here, two big people, they can't do it.
No.
There's just no possible way. Whether they have $50 million, whether they have 100, because then a lot of the people here in Florida are not going to be happy with it.
No.
And if they're not happy with it, they won't put money into it to make it successful.
Right.
They're not going to spend the money because they're going to, out of just aggravation and knowing how Florida is with their government, they're going to be like, I'd rather just continue to go get it from where I'm getting it at.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and pay the doctor. I'm not going to go get my prescription. I'm not going to go get my red card.
So it's going to be outrageously expensive.
It's going to be outrageously expensive. So who's going to really want to be part of something that really don't make no sense?
Right.
And that's not what they voted for.
And that's not what we voted for.
It's unconstitutional. That's
so
not
that's
what
all
they
right,
voted
though.
for.
You got 2018 coming up. There's a lot of new things that are going to come out, and if that's the direction they're going to go, we're going to make our voices heard,
right?
And then we'll figure it out from there.
We're taking names. We remember you.
Yeah, one thing Senator Bradley mentioned is he said, well, Amendment 2, when people voted on that, they voted for access. They did not vote for a horizontal market. Mm-hmm. So that's an indicator right there to you on how he's going to go. He's going to stick with the vertical. And Representative Rodriguez said he is partnered up with Bradley. They're working closely together. So that leaves kind of brands off to the side there with this free market bill. But he does have Mr. Stubbe and another gentleman there, lawmaker, who's backing him.
Senator Rousseau.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to be a fight in the Senate and on the House floor, and we'll have to see what happens.
Okay.
We'll be there to make sure to make as much noise as we can. Not myself, actually, Cheryl.
Right.
Absolutely. Minorities for medical marijuana.
We'll send Cheryl out there to make sure.
I'll go. We'll
have a
Braveheart. We'll have a Braveheart moment.
Go, yay, Cheryl. Go, girl.
Bill, just one question about the Department of Agriculture. I know you have your thoughts. What do you think about their involvement or lack of involvement in this process so far?
So, who I didn't see at the conference this weekend is the Department of Agriculture. You would think that if you've got cannabis plants and you're talking about inspection and pesticides, you would have a representative from the Department of Agriculture, but you don't. And my thoughts on that is Adam Putnam, who's the Agriculture Commissioner, is laying low. In 2014, he said he wanted nothing to do with cannabis, zero. So I think he has an agreement with the governor saying, don't pull me into this because I want to run for governor in 2018, but my department, my people are not going to have any part of this. So are they inspecting the plants? I don't think so.
No.
Have they come up with a safe use, a list of safe use pesticides?
No.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it. Nobody's pointed it to me, Tim.
No.
So all it's going to take is one lawsuit because somebody's using an incorrect pesticide, and then you're going to harm the whole entire program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to happen.
So
it's going to hurt some people, too.
And before we wrap up, let me just throw a little conspiracy theory out there.
Okay.
Since it is 2018,
like
what do you think about Morgan running for governor in 2018?
Well, I would like to see John Morgan come out and say more about, okay, you need to do this correct and talk about a horizontal market. Now that he's got Amendment 2 passed, he's kind of backing off on it a little bit.
And I think, and this is my conspiracy theory, Bill. I think he's doing that because he wants it to implode a little bit, and then he's going to come in and try to rescue it in prior to 2018 when he may run for. That's my cookie. That's my cookie.
He's so smart, man.
It's a good theory.
I hope it comes through.
All right. Well, Bill Monroe, it's always a pleasure.
Thank
We
you,
look
Bill.
forward to your
Thank you
segment.
again.
Thank you so
Good
much.
job, Bill.
All
Thanks
right,
a lot.
thank you. You guys have a good morning.
You
All right,
too.
I'll see you around the internet, brother.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you very
see you.
much. All
Bye-bye.
right. I already screwed something up. I screwed up the email address. info@greenroadsworld.com.
Correct. That's for any questions for products. Go to greenroadsworld.com.
And by the way, you misspelled it the way you corrected.
I probably did.
You did. Bye. Bye, Bill. 1-877-960-9960. It's the phone number. No, I have cue cards.
Raw.
Yep.
Raw radio.
Please call in with any questions.
Any questions or comments. If you want to complain about my shirt, call us at 1-877-960-9960. You're listening to Cannabis Life Radio, sponsored by Green Roads World.
Across the state and across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oils to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember: the Hemp Kings. The Hemp Kings. Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions use natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster hemp cream has gone to the extreme. New Pain Blaster Extreme delivers even more relief, even faster. The best hemp products at the best prices, delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com. TheHempKings.com.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oils, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or a delicious organic ice cream sandwich. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We're Florida's #1 seller of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
Marley's Tobacco Shop, your one stop for pipes, papers, and other smoking accessories, including a huge selection of all your favorite raw papers and cones. Marley's offers a wide array of hand-blown glass pipes and water pipes, many from local artists. Check out their selection of vaporizers and e-cigarettes and e-liquids, along with plenty of incense to light up your place. Visit Marley's locations, 2 in Boca, or head to Palm Beach and Jupiter. Marley's Tobacco, a family-owned tobacco shop with a minor in vaping. Marley's Tobacco, they're smoking.
Cannabis is medicine. Cannabis is life. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
This is the way you captivate my mind. No distractions that I see. Right about now it's just you and me. You walk, you talk, you got me looking in disbelief. Your body move to the groove and all I see is in slow motion. Do it to me once, do it to me twice, slow motion. Girl, the way you whine, girl, you mash up my mind, slow motion. Walk it on me once, walk it on me twice, slow motion. Hey, 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 everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. I like the way you make your waistline roll. Moving like a snake, you make me lose control. And right now you got me so turned on. Dancing all night to the soca sound. When you make that face and roll your waist, you make me feel like I'm in outer space. So do it, baby, one more time, cause all I see is in slow motion. Do it to me once, do it to me twice, slow motion. Girl, the way you whine, girl, you mash up my mind, slow motion. Walk it on me once, walk it on me twice, slow motion. Hey, 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 everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Now that we're jamming under the moonlight, gonna hold you close and squeeze you real tight, real tight. Every time the music play, we just gotta break away. Everybody sing with me now one more time. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Slow motion. Do it to me once, do it to me twice, slow motion. Girl, the way you whine, girl, you mash up my mind, slow motion. Walk it on me once, walk it on me twice. twice slow motion. Hey, hey, yeah. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody say hey, hey, hey. I like the way you make your waistline roll, moving like a snake, you made me lose control. Right now you got me so turned on, dancing all night to the soca sound. When you made that face and roll your waist, you made me feel like I'm in outer space. Do it, baby, one more time, 'cause all I see slow motion. Do it to me once, do it to me twice, slow motion. Girl, the way you whine, yeah, you mash up my mind, slow motion. Walk it on me once, walk it on me twice, slow motion. Hey, hey, yeah, everybody say.
This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
Now we're on. See? It was a little tease. We teased you.
We're back, guys.
You had to put back on your headphones.
I did.
This is Cannabis Life Radio, Florida's only cannabis radio program. And we're live, by the way.
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
As live as can be.
Well, that Bill Monroe segment was really informational. Yes. He's everywhere.
Every week.
And that kind of brings us into the gentleman that's holding on the phone with us. He's
tell the story.
He came from Florida.
Okay.
Played Pop Warner football.
All right.
Kind of hit each other up yesterday on Twitter, and his story is amazing. He left Florida. Got a scholarship in Colorado State University. Mm-hmm. Amazing athlete, but 16 years of football. And he was just getting into his junior year in college. So
right.
For athletes and just people who play football or any other type of sports that get hurt or have that constant contact,
mm-hmm.
Sooner or later you're going to run across your opiates, your Percocets, stuff like that.
Right.
He decided, no, he wasn't going to do it. So that was what intrigued me the most. And then when I read his story, it was amazing. And then last night we got on the phone for a bit, kind of to see where, where his head was at in reference to, what he did.
Right.
Because the stigma behind it, I can't imagine what he deals with every day. Like, how can you walk away from football, to do this?
Right.
But when you listen to him,
over opiates.
It's clearly his passion.
He chose a better life.
Right.
Than playing football and knowing how that may turn out. Now with all the studies and stuff that are coming out. So it's a pleasure to have him on the phone, and I don't know if he's come through yet.
I think he's here.
Trey, you there?
Yeah. Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good.
Nice
Good morning.
to meet you.
And for you, it's definitely morning, because I know you're a couple hours behind.
It's top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning.
We get up early.
Nice. Well, I kind of gave the intro. I want to let you kind of run with this. Explain where you came from in Florida, obviously as an athlete, and then ending up in Colorado State University or any other university you would have ended up. I'm pretty sure this is the direction you would have gone. 16 years of football is a really long time. It's a really long time, and we both know, at least I know I didn't play for anywhere close to a quarter of that, and I know the pains that I have today at 46. So can you just get into a little bit of your story and tell us what you think and how it happened?
I know I really appreciate the opportunity, but yeah, playing football for 16 years, like I said, you build up these different injuries, whether it be minor or major. But as an athlete, especially a football player, you taught, to be tough, don't show weakness, so you have a lot of injuries that build up that you don't even share, because the coaches will look at you different. It'll tie into your playing time, so me ultimately, I just couldn't deal with it no more. Only thing CSU offered me were the painkiller shots before the games, halftime, opioids, and then even so I've seen some players that was offered the stimulants. My medicine was and still is cannabis, and I made that real apparent. I played in just about every game under the influence of cannabis, practice under the influence of cannabis, and I'm not trying to influence kids to do what I did. I'm just trying to educate, people on the benefits of cannabis and that it doesn't deter your game, in a negative way. Like you said, I was a top guy. I was a stud at every level I played at. Broke records, student athlete of the year in California when I played JUCO ball. I was headed to the league, was talking to agents and things like that. But, like I walked away, I saw So I saw the bigger picture, what opioids can do over the course of time. Coming from Sanford, Florida, coming from the projects and lower income housing, I seen individuals get strung out on opioids. I had people close to me get strung out on opioids. So I know what they can do, not only from a body standpoint, but ultimately, they can cause death. And so that's the biggest thing. Why not offer a healthier alternative in cannabis, that these athletes can benefit from, not only from a health standpoint, but, with the recent researches that's been done, on CTE and the other brain-associated injuries associated with high-impact sports, specifically football, and research that has been done, studies have said that cannabis is a potential preventative for, the CTE, so, I work with Jake Plummer, Marquise Harrison, guys who advocate on behalf of athletes in cannabis. We feel like, this is a healthier alternative, for athletes, at the collegiate level, at, the professional level. So I just got a quick study right here. According to the Concussion Legacy Foundation, out of 152 former players that were tested, 138 of them were diagnosed with CTE. Wow. That's 91%. Wow. So while CTE can't be detected in a living being, so these tests were done on former players that have passed away. But why wait until a player
until
passes?
that happens.
Right. When we know cannabis is a potential preventative, the protein tau that builds up from the repeated hits. That's concussions. The protein that builds up. CTE can prevent that from even happening. Because it's just dead blood cells that builds up in the brain, and then this protein it's called tau that produces, and that what causes CTE and all these other brain-associated injuries that players are dealing with. So you got the loss of short-term memory, the loss of cognitive abilities, mood changes. A lot of these players go through mood changes where they're aggressive and irritable, depression, and worst of all, you got the suicidal behavior.
And then the mixing in with alcohol.
Yeah,
the alcohol which is between the opiates and the alcohol. And I don't mean to interrupt, Trey. I was just looking at, after I talked to you last night, I was doing a little research. 23% of athletes in college receive painkillers. Right. At one point in time of their, college career, they've a quarter. That is almost 25% of all college athletes at one point in time
from the school?
Received opiates from the school, and that's kind of that's crazy to me. Yeah. And then yet they don't want to allow the cannabis side of the world to thrive. And as you being a leader in this, I know that you have a lot of footprint in this industry, and I think that's really cool what you're doing, because you're not promoting something that's a drug, and it's not dope, because we were talking about that actually before the show started. Yeah. Dope is, and I saw your video. You're right. Dope is the crack, the coke, the everything else. Absolutely. It's not the pot. This is medicinal. There's a reason why the FDA has a patent on CBD. There's a reason why they're doing all the studies on this. So the day they keep on saying and insisting it's non-medicinal is a joke.
We need to reverse that stigma.
Exactly.
So how's the stigma? I know as an athlete you had to have had people basically tell you, oh, you're just leaving this to do this, because you just do more than just medicate. And you are in a better state than we are at this point. We're trying to create what CO is doing here in FL. What do you recommend for people how to start as a leader or a future leader in this industry to promote the right brand and let people know that this isn't medicinal?
It's not what you do, is how you do it. That's what I was always taught. You got a lot of people who represent cannabis in a negative light. What they call them, the stoners and things like that. Exactly. I don't knock no one and what they do, but I just because of the negative stigmas that's already built up on the plant, I try my best to shine a positive light on it, and let people know, like you said, being an athlete, a lot of people told me, oh, you just want to smoke weed. First off, it's not weed, it's cannabis. Like I said,
I love that word. That's our favorite word.
Yes. That's another stigma, that's associated with the plant, and that's something that I try to, rub off on people. I always refer to it as cannabis. Yep. And ultimately, I was a All-American scholar athlete. So I wasn't just on the field; I was off the field. 3.2 GPA. So, for people to say, oh, cannabis, it makes you lazy. Oh, you're not as focused. Oh, you slack. That's not true. Yeah. That's on the individual, and that's another thing that I like to shine light on. People say, why you stepped away? They would have, if I would have got drug tested at any point, my scholarship could have got taken away. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about the bigger picture. I still was able to graduate from Colorado State with a degree in communications research development. So thank you. So I still was able to do that and still partake in my medicine and shine light on that. Cannabis doesn't deter you, doesn't make you lazy. It doesn't do any of that. If anything, it helps. It enhances. You know what I mean?
The right medication at that. The right medication, because that's one of the things we spoke about last week, is actually ingesting or medicating the right type of medication for what you're looking for. Yeah. That's the biggest thing in this industry that we're trying to educate. Being around the industry for many years, people don't understand what they're ingesting or what they're smoking, and if you don't have that understanding, you might take a stigma away from having cannabis, ingesting an edible, because you don't understand what you're eating or what you're smoking. So that's where that stigma comes in, that we need to break. If we have the true reports and the lab sheets, and we understand what's the THC levels compared to the CBD levels, and understand what they're looking to do, then at that point in time, everything changes.
And one thing that you mentioned earlier was about the CTE issue and the degree of rage that is consistent with the CTE, and that sounds so much like post-traumatic stress disorder, where we've seen dramatic improvements with people with post-traumatic stress disorder when they start being medicated with cannabis. So I think there's an alignment there. Thank you for being so brave to really call it out.
Absolutely.
And further research is needed where that's concerned. Football is such an aggressive sport that the fact that you were able to actually be such a stellar athlete and student shows that there's definitely a benefit. There's something to be looked at as far as the effect of cannabis on aggression. So I don't know if you want to speak a little bit about that.
Right, and that's another thing. Cannabis helps with those things. Being an athlete at any level, you have a lot of pressure on you. A lot of kids, especially from my situation, and like we spoke about earlier, there's 1,000 stories like mine. But
you're sharing yours. That's the important part. Is that you're building. I saw the interview, I saw the video, and that's so important. Is having getting out there. And showing people and letting them know, and not talk about it as much as a lot, because in Colorado, we both know there's a lot of people that talk about doing things, but they just don't do it. They expect for it to fall in their lap, or they have a great idea, and it is a great idea, but they never come through with it. That's how we got started in the business, is because we left the THC side of the world, because I was tired of the stigma and everything we needed to do, the taxes you needed to pay, just everything, because we started in 08, 09, so it was a little bit more hectic back then. And we just went into the CBD side of the world. The CBD side of the world that people didn't really understand. And everybody told me to tell people, you're not going to get high. Why are you even going to mess with that? How are you going to make money? Nobody's going to get stoned. I'm like, that's not the point. It's the medicinal. It's the medicinal part of the plant. It's medicating the right way and having the opportunity of having something in somebody's hand that doesn't want to get high.
Right.
They just want to medicate themselves in whatever fashion they want, and that helps them out at the same time.
And you're such a great advocate. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
And I feel like, your route, the CBD route, is the route that's going to leak into the professional and the collegiate sports world, because, what they're worrying about is the THC, the high aspect of the plant. But when you eliminate that and you provide these athletes with CBD, so they can get benefit from the cannabinoids, I feel like when the high is taken away and they just benefit from that, the medical components of it, I feel like there's really no question to why it's not implemented into the sports world.
Yeah, especially with the research behind it nowadays. I mean, back then when we got started, there was no research. And I don't mean to cut you off, Trey. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up because we have obviously, like Leon said, we need to pay our bills.
Yeah, we gotta pay our bills.
We're gonna be in contact. I can promise you that. I'll be out there soon again, and we'll talk. We'll get on the phone. I really like what you're doing. I like your story. I like to show you what we're doing in reference to our company. So I really appreciate you taking the time this morning and getting on the phone with us and on the radio, and keep going. And I look up to you, man. Honestly, what you're doing right now is really, really important for everybody. So
really
keep
going,
really man.
Thanks, Trey.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the time.
Have a great day, Trey.
All right, man.
You too.
You are currently listening to Florida's only cannabis radio program, Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
Across the state and across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oils to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember: the Hemp Kings. The Hemp Kings. Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions use natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster hemp cream has gone to the extreme. New Pain Blaster Extreme delivers even more relief, even faster. The best hemp products at the best prices, delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com. TheHempKings.com.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oils, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or a delicious organic ice cream sandwich. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We're Florida's #1 seller of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
Marley's Tobacco Shop, your one stop for pipes, papers, and other smoking accessories, including a huge selection of all your favorite raw papers and cones. Marley's offers a wide array of hand-blown glass pipes and water pipes, many from local artists. Check out their selection of vaporizers and e-cigarettes and e-liquids, along with plenty of incense to light up your place. Visit Marley's locations 2 in Boca or head to Palm Beach and Jupiter. Marley's Tobacco, a family-owned tobacco shop with a minor in vaping. Marley's Tobacco, they're smoking.
This is Florida's only cannabis radio program, Cannabis Life Radio.
Say, woman, look lovely, tell me about your body, no ready. And if that you're thinking, you're ready to give it a try. And maybe you might want to wait before you give yourself away. Or maybe the reasons you're willing are burning inside. And if you say that you want it, and girl, you know you need it, and say that you don't wanna be caught between someone else and your lover till you're older now. You got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. So when the weekend comes, yes, you'll have some fun. Then you'll drink some wine and you'll drink some rum. But before too long, when your pressure's gone, you know that you're waiting for someone to come. Yeah, let me know, say when you get go, you let go. Let me know, say if you're willing to let go. Wicked woman's what she wanted. Said if you got the body, you should flaunt it, flaunt it. And if you say that you want it, and girl, you know you need it, and say that you don't wanna be caught between someone else and your lover till you're older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. wanna be caught between someone else and your lover till you're older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now. A little older now. You've got to get a little bit older now.
Cannabis is medicine. You need Cannabis Life Radio.
Everybody needs Cannabis Life Radio.
Everybody needs cannabis.
Yeah. Saying of mine. Welcome to Cannabis Life Radio. What are you doing?
It's been so crazy. The phone lines have been lit up, and we can't even take a call because we've had other
so many
on
people
the phone.
That is great.
But I think we have Rachel.
Rachel's on the phone.
Rachel.
Yes.
Hi, how you doing, Rachel? Thank you for calling Cannabis Life Radio.
What's going
no
on?
No problem. I was on Instagram and I just happened to see Green Roads post call in, and I was all for it.
Nice.
I mean, I can't speak enough about it.
Well, tell us your story. Tell us what's going on.
All right. Well, hey, I am 30 years old.
Right.
I am at age 19. I was in a really bad car accident with a Hummer.
Okay.
Got real bad back issues, nerve damage, sciatic pain, all that good stuff, right?
Right.
So, Big Pharma pushed all these meds down me, all ththese meds at me.
Opiates, painkillers.
Opiates, painkillers. I was on fentanyl. I was on methadone. I was literally on everything other than Dilaudid.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a heavy dose.
So,
right there.
Yeah, right. And at one point, I was taking 200 milligram methadone a day. So it and mind you, fentanyl patches, 75 microgram fentanyl patches.
No.
So,
well,
yeah,
at least you're alive.
very heavy opiate addiction.
Yeah.
So as I talk to you today, right now, at this moment in time, I am 21 days clean.
All right, we want to congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
Opiates.
It's a life changer, isn't it?
And how did you do it? What did you do to get off of
yes.
them? What did you do to get off of the pills?
Let me tell you how I got off.
Okay, tell me.
How I got off is I started researching.
Okay.
I started researching about the benefits of cannabis.
Right.
So I started to increase my THC intake. Also, I started CBD. I started to research CBD.
Yeah.
And the amazing, wonderful, wonderful benefits of CBD. And let me tell you, Green Road CBD has been one of the main things to get me through these 21 days.
Yep.
That's great.
That's awesome.
We hear it all the time. It's
awesome.
very strange.
Literally, I only have access to two companies of CBD in my state. And
what state are you calling from?
Where are you calling from?
I don't mean to interrupt, Rach.
I'm sorry. No, it's all good. I'm in Wisconsin. I'm a non-legal state.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know Wisconsin's actually tightening up the rules over there a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's crazy. We read the bill. It's Bill 961.34.
Run that by me one more time. Let me jot that down. What's up?
It's the bill and the statute that they're trying to pass.
What's the bill?
961.34.
961.34?
That's correct. Put that in Google, and you'll see what Wisconsin's trying to do.
Yep. Oh, man, I don't even know, because I try to stay in the loop with all the legalization and all the stuff happening in Wisconsin, but,
they're playing tricks. I can tell you, they're playing tricks because they're actually going after.
21 days of freaking withdrawal, so that's my focus is just getting better.
And the best thing you can do is share your story like you have been.
And
that's why I wanted to call.
Yeah, I was doing some research too, and they were talking about a study that was done recently about CBD and how it actually stops the reward process in addicts and actually helps people get off of pain medicine.
That's one of our biggest goals, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy. It helped me. That's why I'm here.
The gummy blocks The gummy blocks, the lollipops, those are my favorites. Those are what I go to. I'm more of the edibles, but my local head shop doesn't offer the higher milligram tincture that I'm looking for, so I would have to get that online.
Well, Cheryl, do this. Since you called in today, I'm going to give you an email address because we got to go to break. I'm going to give you the email. It's info.
And also, I'm on Insta. You guys talk to me on Insta. I've shared my story with you guys on Insta.
Yeah, my marketing guys are looking at me and just nodding their head. They're like, yes.
Yeah.
So, but what I want you to do...
Rachel, 1986, blessed, right here.
All right.
12 years,
Perfect.
12-year opiate addict, 21 days clean.
And keep us informed.
You guys know my story.
Keep us
informed. You guys know my story. I do. What's that email?
Info. So info at greenroadsworld.com. And that's going to come direct.
Hey, that was Green Roads World?
Yes, greenroadsworld.com.
Okay.
And that's Green Roads with an S.
That's with an S.
Yes.
greenroadsworld.com.
So send us a quick little email, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of my guys take care of you and give you a call. And see what we could do for you to provide you and keep you going.
There you go.
Off that, okay?
You got friends in high places.
We will do whatever we need to do to keep that 21, 22 days, 23 days, 50 days, 60 days.
I ain't looking back.
No, do not.
And let your doctor know that's been helping you, so maybe you can help other people. And we'd
definitely.
love to connect them with our sponsor as well.
All right, Rachel, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling, Rachel.
Every doctor visit.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Sure.
Have a great one and stay warm.
Yeah. Stay warm in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, thanks. 1-877-960-9960 for Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
Tree that heals inside of me, changes everything that I've been told. It's been around for ages, I mean it's centuries old, but nothing new under the sun can take away the strength it holds. They call it marijuana, yeah, they call it sensimania. They call it picker upper. They call it Cali weed. They call it sticky icky. Catch the love, catch the live forever. So many are against it. Not everybody are gonna like it. Some steam, some eat, some juicy green. I'll be your herbal queen. It's the herb that calm a nerve. It's the herb that will heal the world. It's the herb to heal the earth. It's the herb, it's the Solomon herb. Oh, my marijuana, yeah, they call it sensimania. I am a love for ganja. If you love it, then you put up on the lighter. They call it pick up. They call it Cali weed. Some call it sticky icky. Ayo, catch the love, catch the live forever. Tired of soldier man a burning. Government them a look a profit. The farmer want to freely plant it. The people have the right to use it. Legalize it. Don't criticize it. Advertise it. We will commercialize it. Oh, my marijuana. Yeah, they call it sensimania. I am a love for ganja. If you love it, then you put up on the light. They call
This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
It's also the busiest show in America.
Absolutely.
A lot of people
Got
in,
a lot
out,
going
in,
on.
out,
That's
all
how
over
we
the
like
place.
it, all fam.
We're gonna start charging admission. You guys are paying next week.
Red rope.
To get
Red
in here.
rope.
To get in here, you're paying. They're not even paying any attention. They're just listening. They're having their own conversation, not even paying any attention. Oh, there's a radio show going on. Hey, there's a radio show going on, you guys.
That's right.
Hi.
Well, I know we wanted to definitely talk to the public about what's going on next week. This
Yes.
is a big week for Florida.
This is a big week, and we need everybody's voice to be heard, and that's what Cheryl, myself, Leon, everybody in the booth we're talking about. Next week, what's going on, Cheryl?
All right, next week, you guys voted for it. We have Amendment 2. We're waiting for the regulations. Well, what the state has done is they've set up public hearings in a variety of states across a variety of cities across the state, I should say. Variety of cities across the state. There you go. So on Monday, they'll be in Jacksonville from 2 to 4 p.m. That's the Department of Health. Tuesday, they'll be in Broward at 10 a.m. You will see me there. Wednesday, in Orlando at 6 p.m. and earlier in Tampa at 9 a.m. Thursday, they'll be in Tallahassee at 4 p.m. Minorities for Medical Marijuana will have captains in each location. So if you need any information, we're right there for you.
And Roz, and I don't mean to interrupt, you guys are going to post this so people could find it. Where can they find it?
Yes, you can go on our website, minorities4, with the number 4, medicalmarijuana.org, or on our Facebook page, and there's information about the public hearings. We're encouraging people to go on the Department of Health website and post comments prior to the hearings as well. Some of the main talking points that we're advocating for is the horizontal business model, which we've spoken about a lot. Diversity and inclusion, including having a statewide diversity consultant, which will oversee the diversity in the applications.
That's huge. Obviously, being
Absolutely.
in Florida, we have a lot of diversity here in Florida, so how they would not allow that to happen is something that we need to make sure we speak out about.
Yes, we want to make sure the employee base for these cannabis organizations match the user base as well as the equity owners. We want to remove the 90-day physician relationship rule.
Good thing, yeah.
Okay. Add sickle cell anemia, which affects African Americans substantially.
Absolutely.
To the list of medical conditions, and we want to make sure that we don't lose focus on the decriminalization.
That's huge.
Civil citations.
That's
fining,
the problem. That's why the
or
Miami
just removing
sheriff
it.
stood up and probably started, ramping and raving about how this makes no sense. It makes no sense because they fill up their jails with people that have a possession charge.
He didn't talk to the Miami Beach Police Department.
Well,
they saved 73% by decriminalizing marijuana.
Absolutely. Well, you got private jails, and that's another conversation that I won't get into. But
several
Cheryl,
layers to this.
What else do we need to do?
Yeah, just on the decriminalization, we want to make sure that all the people who have been incarcerated for it, they get a chance to get into the business as well, especially if they're wrongly incarcerated. Currently, under law, if you're a felon, you cannot have any opportunity to get into the business. So we believe in access all the way around, access for minorities, access for women, restoring the rights of felons, so medical access to all. So it's all about access and making sure that what's written is consistent with what the people voted for, which is a constitutional amendment.
Agreed. And we'll continue to have the voices heard, even if it doesn't go. In the perfect world, obviously we know we're going to have to fight for this, no matter if it's constitutional amendment or not. No matter if over 6 million people voted for it, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to continue to fight for this.
That's right.
We're going to have to keep scrapping, and that's fine. You came, and it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
At the warehouse.
Yes.
And that was something we had spoken about, so you saw exactly on the hemp side, or in reference to the type of products that we launch, and you see the diversity there. That's what we stand for.
I was very impressed with the diversity. It was just a big family environment. I got to enjoy a birthday party unexpectedly.
Yes, you did.
And it was great. And everybody, it's just like, the rainbow of wonderful, beautiful people. And that's what our users look like. And that's what the organizations
That's what Florida looks like.
That's so awesome.
And that's what Florida looks
that's
like.
exactly,
Yes.
that's the...
I'm the only white guy in Florida
that's
that I
what
know.
heaven looks like. Yeah.
I'm the only one.
Hey, no, wait. You got
There's another guy over there.
We have a co-signer on the white guy in Florida.
I had that market cornered.
No, you don't. I think he just called it.
Now I'm expendable.
You're splitting that equity.
So we want to continue to push forward, and I want you to kind of let people know exactly, again, where can they look for this, because we got to make sure that they see it, Because if it's not in their face, they're not going to hear about it. And there's a lot of supporters for what you're trying to do. So where can they go and find it? Where
Yes.
can I know it's medical minorities for medical marijuana.
Yes.
Where else can they find it?
Oh, absolutely. Well, definitely our Facebook page. You can email me directly for information. My email address is SMP, so like Sarah Michael Paul, SMP Esquire @outlook.com. So
Awesome.
you can reach out to me directly, and I'll point you in the right direction as far as what I know, or connect you with someone with even more knowledge. So
Where is that hearing in Broward? That's the closest
it's at
one.
the Department of Health down in Fort Lauderdale.
Downtown?
Downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, I know where
yes.
that is.
Yeah, so we're
going
I'll be there. We're expecting a lot of people. I was at the CannaEd conference yesterday, and everybody was talking about it. So
Yeah.
it's the place to be. Come with your discussion points, and you'll be supported.
Awesome.
Let your thoughts known. Be known.
Well, let your vote be heard.
There you go.
Because
That's much
that's where it ends up. That's where it falls at.
Right.
And if it can't be heard on this one, that's all right. There's another vote coming very, very
Get
soon.
rid of these people.
Very soon. So 71% of people, I guarantee you're going to be very unhappy if things
This
fall
doesn't
into
work.
place in the wrong,
Right.
doesn't fall into place.
And
I know
we'll
we're
be
going to
there.
go to break. So
Yeah, we got to go. 1-877-960-9960 for Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
I am the key to the lock in your house.
This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
Yeah. Cannabis Life Radio. Brought to you by Green Roads World. Sorry. We got
You just want to get home to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Who's playing again? No, I know who's playing. This is the Super Bowl edition of Cannabis Life Radio. In fact, we have a very, very special guest. Arby, tell us about our guest.
Yes, we have Ron Dixon on the phone. Ron,
former NFL player. Great. Former NFL great. Ron, are you there?
Always call me a great.
You are a great. You are an
He
NFL
put you under
great.
pressure, man. He put you under
are,
pressor.
sir.
Last time I checked, there's only one person that's done 297-yard kickoff returns in playoffs. So that's the last only one person, and that's you. So
That's
I
you.
consider
You
that
are
great.
a great.
You know, my NFL career, I can explain it to people. It's like a good party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then all the liquor is gone.
Oh, my goodness. Now you're hungover?
Right, I'm waking up.
That's
tired.
freaking great. That's
That's
great.
how I like to explain it to people. So it was going fast.
So how was your
Anyway,
how was your weekend at the Pro Bowl and stuff like that? Did you guys have a lot of fun? You know what went on, and who are you going for today, by the way?
Well, you know, you asked me 3 questions. So
Yep,
I'm sorry.
real quick too.
Yeah.
You know, certain things, and I'm 40 years old now, so certain things not even about me anymore. You know what I mean? My son enjoyed that Pro Bowl weekend. My wife, we went to the Skills Challenge, and, you know, he got to see Odell Beckham and all of those guys, and took him to the actual game. You know, he was excited about it. So
Your
it's
dad
not
of
about
the
me.
year.
That's pretty cool. You
Yeah.
see what ended up happening, and I couldn't go. I got stuck here working with you guys.
You had to work with me.
Oh, you know what? Listen,
Winning.
the thing about I had you VIP all in Orlando. I had you a suite at the Gaylord.
Bro, don't even tell. Come on, Ron. Come on, stop that,
you
man.
missed the
Listen,
Pro Bowl to be here.
You weren't gonna spend no money if you would have
Oh,
come.
you're killing me, man.
We can't
You're
compete
killing
with
me.
that.
All
No, there's no
I had to get
comparison.
stuck here with Earl, Leon, Cheryl,
That's
our
right.
camera guys. I mean, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So
You were VIP everywhere. Those bottles just were sitting there empty to like 4 or 5 clubs.
go ahead, just rub it in a little bit deeper, man. Hey, remember, I got to send you some syrup to go to sleep now.
Sir, I got to have it though.
Yeah,
I got to have it.
that CBD syrup. We actually, that's actually how we met. Ron, you wanted to give him a little bit of a background of actually how we ended up meeting each other and stuff like that in reference to our products?
Well, you know, we ended up meeting through some other individuals. You know, I've had all the knee surgeries. I had like 10 knee surgeries, so I have all those problems. So I was on the Oxycontin, Oxycodone, and, you know the story. Same story. NFL guy. You know, and ended up meeting through a mutual friend and met Arby, and we was talking about the oil, and he gave me some of the stuff. And, you know, because, you know, I have insomnia from taking all, you know, I'm up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every night, you know. And got some of that syrup. Man, that's some of the last time I had sleep like that, I was a baby.
Yeah. It's crazy how good it works, isn't it?
It's a life changer.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do, is trying to eliminate what we had spoken about that day was just the big pharma drugs. Obviously, we're looking for the cannabis to really start thriving here in Florida. And as you could hear on our show with Cheryl and everybody, we're trying to push for a horizontal growth, which gives everybody an opportunity to participate in a new industry because it's brand new. Possibly opening up jobs for thousands and thousands of people, and yet the state of Florida kind of want to hogs it all up. So that's one of the things we're talking about today, and we brought a football player that played for Colorado State, you know, kind of shared his story. So I can't imagine you going through, you know, high school, college, and then the NFL. The injuries that you may have gone through to get through the next level on a game-by-game basis.
Well, you know, in college, in the NFL, you know, we have our drug dealers on call.
Right.
You know, our trainers and, you know, our doctors. So it's Vicodin and this, Percocet that, you know, and it's all good. But no one's thinking about the internal damage that's being caused.
And the long-lasting damage.
Yeah, long-lasting damage. Because, you know, it affects your digestive tract. Like, it affects a great deal. You know, your liver, kidneys, everything is being affected. So, and no one's thinking about that.
No, they just and you guys want to just get through the game. I mean, you guys are competitors. You guys are athletes. You guys are Trojans. All you want to do is just get through the game. So you're going to feed yourself whatever you need to feed yourself to make sure you get in that next play, that you're in that next game. So that's the problem. They feed off, our motivation, and it's going to get you hooked. I was reading a study that certain doctors are saying, it takes you 2 or 3 months to get addicted to opiates.
That's not true.
And then I looked at the real study, and it could take between 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's about
right. So you guys continue to push yourselves. And how did you get through it, though? I know that you left the Giants, and then you tried out other places. And was it the injuries that just couldn't allow you to continue to move forward?
Yeah. I mean, you don't get through it. You deal with it.
That's crazy.
And I'm sure you mentioned your children, and I'm sure you mentor people. What do you advise the new athletes, the new generation of athletes, as they're starting to get these injuries? How do you prepare them to have a better experience than you and not have that internal damage that you reference?
Don't play sports.
Oh.
Read books.
Don't play sports, read books.
Wow.
That is great.
That banner's going on right there.
Man.
It's rough, man.
It's hard on your body.
Really rough when you start really looking into these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of athletes. Obviously, we're in the cannabis side of the business, and it's the same verbiage. It's the same tone. It's what I had to get through, what I got on. The opiates. It's the same story
over and over
again. But yet they don't want to make cannabis a medicinal product.
Right.
Where a lot of people in the NFL or retired players have been using this instead of the opiates. And they know about it.
Right.
That's why they raise...
Listen, but think about it like this, Harvey. Why would they want to make it legal?
Yeah.
You're taking money out of their pocket, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, if I grow strawberries and that's what you're eating, I don't want to send you over to the grape factory. I don't want you to eat grapes.
Better eat
That's
strawberries.
a good way to put it.
I want to eat strawberries.
Right.
Yeah.
Buy my strawberries.
Yeah.
They're better than those grapes.
Exactly.
Is this a growing conversation with your peers?
Well, some of you know I'm the analogy king, okay? I'm undefeated. All right?
That's right. I was just going to ask another question. Is this a growing conversation among your peers as far as NFL players who have retired or new retirees? Are they starting to be more transparent and feeling comfortable and brave enough to share their stories?
Well, a lot of the conversations that are starting to be had now are, them making marijuana legal in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yes.
That conversation is now, it was forbidden, but now they're entertaining the conversation.
They're opening up the door to it, obviously.
It'll probably be about 3 to 5 years before they say yes. All right? Now, with that being said, all them boys been blowing. They've been blowing big smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, that's not something I ever engaged in because, it makes me weird.
Yeah.
Makes
me normal.
You hear that? Yeah, like that. But with that being said, hey, it grows straight out of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's chemically, created.
It's chemically compounded, and it's very, 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 very addicting. We're gonna need to go to break. Ron, let me ask you a quick question before I get off the phone. What are you doing today for the Super Bowl?
Well, actually, I'm doing what I always do, creating myself to be amazing.
I love that.
Ron Dixon.
I love that.
We gotta have
him on the phone. We gotta have him on the radio a little bit more often.
My wife and my son, we're just going to Walmart to get some bacon. But hey, that's what it is.
You're hanging out with the family, my brother. Thank you very much for coming on and giving us your time.
Thanks, Ryan.
I appreciate that, and I'll definitely talk to you soon during the week. I'll get that out to you on Monday. I will. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'll get it out to you.
Ron Dixon, NFL great, ladies and gentlemen. Right there.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you so much. 1-877-960-9960 is the number for Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
Across the state and across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oils to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember, the Hemp Kings. The Hemp Kings. Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions use natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster hemp cream has gone to the extreme. Extreme. New Pain Blaster Extreme delivers even more relief, even faster. The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com. TheHempKings.com.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oils, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or a delicious organic ice cream sandwich. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We're Florida's #1 seller of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
Marley's Tobacco Shop, your one stop for pipes, papers, and other smoking accessories, including a huge selection of all your favorite raw papers and cones. Marley's offers a wide array of hand-blown glass pipes and water pipes, many from local artists. Check out their selection of vaporizers and e-cigarettes and e-liquids, along with plenty of incense to light up your place. Visit Marley's locations 2 in Boca or head to Palm Beach and Jupiter. Marley's Tobacco, a family-owned tobacco shop with a minor in vaping. Marley's Tobacco, they're smoking.
This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
Touch blood. Straight touch, say bang, 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 bang. Touch blood, tell them. Watch me now. But music, tell them. Trench, don't step in it hard. Fire in some shot. Belmont, step in it hard. Coming in hot. Trench, don't step in it hard. It's a musical shot. Follow me now, hey. Say from the street of a city, Kingston, Jamaica. Let me introduce myself properly through the speaker. I'm the young veteran, grandson of Peter. Respect to Bob Marley and Bunny Wheeler. Send a lot of love to Judy Marcia and Rita. Most lyrically wanted by the media. Hot, like the fire from the Sensimania. Unruly stepping razor like me grandfather. Some of them are war for the gold and war for the diamond, war for the island cash. Africa for Africans, Marcus tired for chat. You them can't find food and can't find work all life. Them a sit down and watch. And them never see a tablet, can't buy PC, can't even use WhatsApp. Religion and lack of education cause riot. Straight cause she stepping in at no one, we just can't quiet. Man a real after that, me a think for your heart, tell them prepare for that. Action time now, we done. Trench, don't step in it hard. Fire in some shot. Belmont, step in it hard. Coming in hot. Trench, don't step in it hard. It's a musical shot. Follow me again. Hey, me say the fire when me walk with it scorching, and all in these verses I'm chanting from morning. All in the cold winter Babylon can't withstand it. No matter what them do, me say we not quit. Cause them not like because of the system we are target. We love sweet regardless of all the atrocity them started. That's causing the youth them to forfeit from the fight for the equal rights we've been wanting. But where them a go do when the majority get clarity, when everything is positively clear for everybody see. That's when the youth them must rise and live right, stop divide and unite. Cause that's what's in the prophecy. Trench, don't step in it hard. Fire in some shot. Belmont, step in it hard. Coming in hot. Trench, don't step in it hard. It's a musical shot. Follow me now, hey. Say from the street of a city, Kingston, Jamaica. Make me introduce myself properly through the speaker. I'm the young veteran, grandson of Peter. Respect to Bob Marley and Bunny Wheeler. Send a lot of love to Judy Marcia and Rita. Most lyrically wanted by the media. Hot, like the fire from the sensimania. Unruly stepping razor like me grandfather. Some of them are war for the gold and war for the diamond, war for the island cash. Africa, the Africans, Marcus, tired picture. You them can't find food and can't find work or life. Them a sit them and watch. And them never see a topic. Can't buy PC, can't TV use vector. Religion and lack of education. Cause riot, trade, she's stepping in at no one.
This is the most unique radio show in America. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
Cannabis Life Radio is back.
We're back.
Florida's only cannabis radio program. Thank goodness. Nobody else.
We got no competition.
No competition.
We're the only one.
That's the best. That is the greatest feeling in the world. No competition.
And you're about to experience a feel-good story like no other.
Like no other.
A feel-good story here on Cannabis Life Radio.
Yeah.
As if you need another one. We just talked to Ron Dixon.
But we want to end this on a positive note on a Sunday because next week's going to be rough.
Uh-oh.
Next week's definitely going to be rough. It's going to get a little bit more in detail than into families that are dealing with the issues right now of the opiate addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Children that either they've lost or are in a really bad position.
Yeah.
That
need help.
That need help. That need help. And cannabis might have been able to alleviate this issue, but again, it's in God's hands, and at this point in time. But next week, it's gonna be pretty intense.
But we have to be happy this week.
This week, we need to be happy.
Yeah.
It's the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen.
That is correct.
Go Falcons. Okay, you
finally picked the team.
Well, I just wanted to stay ambiguous.
he tried.
You're very persuasive.
Yeah, you see that, right? You see that.
Go Falcons.
Who are you going for? Nobody.
Go Falcons. It's very subliminal. Go Falcons. You have a special guest?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Harvey, go ahead.
Jennifer O'Neill, are you on the phone?
Jennifer?
I am, yes, sir.
Okay, I don't mean to call you too early. Did you guys, I know you work a lot. How's everything going with you today? And how's our big EJ coming around right now?
Everything is good. EJ's with Grandma, actually. Grandma gave me a night out last night.
Oh, so I ruined your morning then.
Not really, but, right on time, actually.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get. We were just trying to get into a little bit of the conversation and what's going on and how's he doing. And I know you came to the warehouse the other day, and I apologize that I wasn't there. I'd love to be able to go through the whole story right now, but I know they're looking at me kind of crazy that we only have about 5 or 6 minutes. How's he doing today? Like, I know he went to go get MRIs and a CAT scan. How's that going before we get into exactly what happened?
Well, today he's doing good. He's having his seizures are only at night now. They're like 5 seconds long every couple days. That's still the same. His last MRI results just showed that there is a tiny cavitation forming within his tumor.
Very cool.
And that means there is a empty space within a solid. So that means it's breaking up. So it's the best news of all. And it's been such a...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And I just know that when you came to us in the beginning, that was last March. I'll never forget when you guys came in. You're completely against... Well, not completely against, but your mom kind of, drove you probably there and got you out of the car because you didn't understand what we were doing or what we were trying to do. EJ, beautiful little boy, 5 years old now, was having 8 to 10 seizures a day. Is that correct?
10 to 12 at that point. He was hospitalized. It went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 5. Between a 2-month basis, and then 10 to 12 seizures in the hospital with 5 or 6 different medications.
And that was he didn't go to school pretty much before.
No, I had to take him out. I had to take him out of school because, he just couldn't function. It wasn't working,
Now, is he at school now? Has he been attending 2016?
Since kindergarten, since the beginning, because over the summer is when I started with you guys, and that was like my make or break, whether I was going to send him to school or not. And that is what made me able to take him to school. And he's still in school. He hasn't been hospitalized since for seizures.
Nice.
Yeah, everything is under control. The doctors pretty much ask me, like, oh, do you want to do this now or do you want to do this?
Wow.
Right, but you're only using CBD products, is that correct?
I only have him on 2 other pharmaceuticals because the fact that he still is having seizures.
Right.
It's because of his tumor. I'm trying to get him off of them, but until I go there, like, oh, he's been a month seizure-free, that's what they're kind of waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's because of the mass. But that little hole inside the tumor, that means the tumor is breaking up.
Right.
And as soon as that is gone, then he's going to be seizure-free. That's going to be the happiest day of my life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she's literally the first family that came to us, and we were terrified.
Yeah.
We were, and she's like, "Oh, well, let's promote." I'm like, "No, we're literally terrified."
Right.
And now Dr. Lynn Meister, which is head oncologist and hematologist of Joe DiMaggio, I've spoken to her a couple times. She sent us families, and again, we deal with 0 THC.
Right.
Our products have no THC whatsoever in
Just
them.
CBD only.
Just CBD only. And the results have been amazing.
Right.
I mean, he comes running around. His best friend is Matt in our office because he does all the designs. So he'll come in and run around and hang out with Matt for a little while. We sit down and talk to Jennifer and Carla, her mom, and it's just been amazing to see him. The steps that he's been able to take.
Right.
We can't say much. Obviously, we're not doctors, so
Right.
we count on the doctors to kind of relate it as much as they can without having the hip a problem. And it's just been amazing. And to see Jennifer and him come in the door, and the difference from the day he walked into today is astonishing. It's phenomenal.
Different.
It's phenomenal.
Monumental.
And
Yeah.
it makes my day. It really does make my day. And at times I get upset at myself because I know I can't be there or I can't see you guys. And it's not because of anything else. We're just working as much as we can just to get out there and make the difference for as many people as we can. And you know that, Jen. You know that.
Of course, I know.
As a mom, a lot of times, we hear these statistics like 10 to 12 seizures a day. But as a mom, that means like every time you go to take a shower, you're like, "Can I leave him?" You said you just had a night out last night, but before you started treating him in this way, you would have that hesitation. You didn't leave him anywhere, so you had no life. Everything was wrapped around making sure that he was well. So this is a victory for EJ, but it's also a victory for you, so that you can, have a time to exhale.
It's a different life. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had families come in like that where they haven't been able to go out for 2-3 years,
right?
Because they're terrified to leave, their child with the babysitter. And do that, and that ruins families,
Yes, it does.
jobs.
Exactly.
There's so many things that go behind that people don't understand, and that's why we get upset, because there's so many different things that you could do with this. It's not getting a child high,
Right.
but there is medicinal aspects to this, no matter if you want to say it or not,
Right.
and we can't, obviously,
Right.
we're not doctors,
Of course.
but we've seen it ourselves. And then when families talk about it, when we have people call us, I send them to Jen.
Right.
Jennifer or other families, you guys could explain what you guys are doing.
We still have freedom of speech.
But
those people
not
can-
really.
No.
Not when the FDA is involved.
No, but they right, exactly. That's what I was saying.
That's
I was
an
trying-
amazing testimony, and I know on our website, on the EJ Foundation website, people can actually see videos of EJ and his improvements, and there are also testimonies from other people.
And that's
who've
what
been
we're
helped.
building right now. It's because of him.
Yeah.
It's literally because of him, because what it's happened and everything else that's coming behind it. So, Jen, I appreciate. I'm happy that you went out last night. That's awesome. Very happy that you stepped out of the house.
Right.
I know.
Make sure you tell the family we love them. You know that you're part of Green Road's family now and forever. And give EJ a big kiss for me, and we'll definitely see you sometime this week at the warehouse.
All right, honey. Absolutely. Thank you guys for having
Jennifer.
me on. You guys have a
Thank you.
safe day.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time, Jen.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow, that's a wrap, by the way.
That
That's
is a wrap.
Yes.
Now
that
you
was-
can go to your Super Bowl
Yes,
party.
we got to get to the
You're
Super
going to
Bowl.
be popping bottles.
Yes. Make sure you popping bottles.
That's
Me.
the theme of today.
Can you
is
imagine
popping
me?
bottles.
I can
Oh
see
my-
me on popping bottles.
Popping bottles, yeah. Bottle of iced tea. Join us next week at 10 a.m. for another edition of Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
Peace.
Yes, Brian. We don't really need
consequence of great disaster zone. That alone I cannot bear. And now that war is raised its ugly head, all I can predict is woe. Yeah. This claim for power paints the city red. I isolate the status quo. And we don't want no weapons, no way, of mass destruction. And we don't want no weapons, none at all, of mass destruction. The ball. No. Lion. No. We don't really need no weapons, no weapons, no. And this has got to be the final conflict bestowed upon humanity. There's so much for a global coalition, false sense of security. 'Cause we're just